Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Flawless Fantasy Football, man. And we finna break down this Super Bowl 57. We're gonna recap this sucker so nicely. But, I'm gonna spotlight a couple things because this program is all about enlightening the community, you know? And so check it out. If it's your first time listening or watching, feel free to press like or comment if need be. But most definitely, if you get any substance out of the video, man, feel free to subscribe, man, to the platform. We love to have you, and this is the type of community on this platform, Flawless Fantasy Football, where we talk about things and we endorse things that I don't see no other content creator in their platform actually speaking about. They dare not speak of the things that we're speaking about, because they be afraid to lose subscribers and because they have to walk that walk. But we are transparent over here. We're a community that we look at everything from the outside in. And that's what we're going to continue to do today as we recap Super Bowl 57. And we're going to jump right into it. Thanks, guys, for showing up. And let's just get into it, guys. KC won the snap, right? KC won the snap, chose tails, which was smart. I was hoping they'd do that. And it was tails, as we know, it's always tails. No, I don't say always tails. It's tails the majority of the time. But Philadelphia walked down the field and scored on a Jalen Hurts rushing TD from the 1 yard line. Gainwell almost got in, but couldn't quite get in there. And Hurts made it happen with a 1 yard TD. 7-0. KC got the ball. They walked down the field. 7-7. Touchdown pass from Mahomes to Kelsey. 7-7. All right. Now, since it's 7-7, I want to pause real quick. I want to let you guys know I made a prize pick for parlay bet with $20 to try to turn my 20 into a 200. I made a Mahomes and Hurts anytime TD in the first quarter. It was a first quarter bets. So all of them was for first quarter. So it was a Mahomes and Hurts anytime TD. And Kelsey was for like 22 or 23 yards or something like that. I went above with that. And Pacheco had 13.5. The line was 13.5 rush yards. I went over with that. He had over that in the first quarter. So the only thing I needed to do was get an anytime field goal in the first quarter. And I'd have turned my 20 into 200 real quick. But as we know, that 42-yard field goal went boink. And I told my people here that was watching the game here at my crib, I had some family members over, and I said, look, he's not going to make this. He's not going to make it because I need it. And that's not how it works. And sure enough, as soon as it started drifting to the right, left, I already knew what time of day it was. But stupid kicker for Kansas City, but it is what it is. Just wanted to share that with y'all real quick. But started the second quarter. Jalen Hurts threw a 45-yard touchdown pass to A.J. Brown, making it 14-7. All right, I want to talk about something real quick. On the 45-yard line, he was on the KC 45-yard line. He dropped back 9 yards and actually threw the ball from the Philadelphia 46. So he threw the ball, and A.J. Brown caught it like 2 yards deep in the end zone in double coverage. So he actually threw the ball 56 total air yards, okay? That's important. I want you to remember that. He threw the ball 56 air yards on a 45-yard touchdown pass to A.J. Brown, okay? Because he dropped back 9 yards, and it was 2 yards deep into the end zone. So you have to add that 11 on the 45, and you get 56. 56 air yards, all right? So it's 14-7. Kansas City got the ball, and they didn't do much, with the ball, and Philly got it right back. Philly got the ball around about midfield, and Hurts was attempting to do a little run to the left, and then he went to do a run to the right. He switched hands from left to right, and of course, happened to drop the ball when transferring it to the right, to the left. Just happened to drop it, and someone fell on him, and ended up being a touchdown, defensive touchdown, fumble recovery, making it 14-14. Now, let me pause real quick. Let me tell you something. Keep your mind open when I tell you this now. Keep your mind open. I need an open mind when I tell you this. Because this is what happened. Not only did he drop the ball on his own, A lot of you guys probably missed this. But not only did he drop the ball, he also kicked the ball. He dropped the ball on his own and actually kicked the ball. It's real subtle. You had to be looking at it to see it. So now I know a lot of people be like, well, why would he kick the ball? He kicked the ball to kick it away from everybody, from his teammates, and kick it to the defenders. He kicked it, and there was already two defenders out there. Three defenders was closest to the ball, grabbed it, made it easy because the rest of the team was, pretty much at the line of scrimmage, But he kicked the ball basically to where only the defense could have got it and scooped it up. Then that one offensive lineman for Eagles was not going to be able to catch, be able to recover the ball. Vice, if he had never kicked it, they could have just, got it and kind of fumbled it and somebody would have got on him. I believe he did it on purpose because he was supposed to do it on purpose. I called that play, and people here at my platform know I called that play because I said they were going to make him look like Cam Newton, just like Cam Newton against Denver, how he fumbled that ball and he didn't jump on it and it ended up leading to a touchdown. They did the same thing with Jalen Hurts. And I called it. I called that. And it was reminiscent of Cam Newton fumbling the ball that led to a touchdown. Fumble, recover, touchdown. Fumble, recover, touchdown. So it is what it is, guys. I know a lot of people are like, well, why would he do that? Why would he do that? Look, people are going to sit up here and say, oh, the refs cheated. And I stop saying the refs cheated because the refs don't cheat. The refs do the bidding for the NFL, period, point blank. So stop saying the refs. It's not the refs. Okay? That's why we never see refs get fined. We never see refs getting laid off. We never see refs saying sorry. We never see that because they're doing the bidding of the NFL. And as long as people keep pointing at the refs, the NFL is going to be like, F it, let's keep doing it. All right, so Jalen Hurts kicked that ball, and I gave you the screenshot so you can see his leg extended, and he kicked the ball. There's no reason to kick that ball except to kick it out there so it could be easily recovered by the defense score for a touchdown. 14-14 is what it was after that. I told you they made him look just like Cam on that, even though he had a way better game than Cam. So 14-14, they got the ball back, and it went down there. Jalen Hurts scored a second rush TD, made it 21-14. All right? Simple, easy peasy. They just had their way. 21-14, walked back down there. It was getting close to halftime. Mahomes ended up getting hurt on a 3rd and 15 scramble. Got hurt. That right ankle got caught up under the defender, and he was grimacing like nobody's business. Went back to, he was limping, and, he was agonizing. I give him that, agonizing strong. I have a 9-year-old son, and he loves Kansas City. I had my cousin over here, made a whole bunch of bets and stuff like that. He's an Atlanta fan, but he made a whole bunch of bets, and he was rooting for Kansas. He did a whole bunch of parlays and stuff like that, and he did good on his bets, but he wanted Philadelphia to win. I told him, I said, look, cuz, man, they're not gonna win, so don't. But he didn't want to listen to me because, I guess maybe he's dialed into the whole pro-black quarterback thing or whatever, this and that. I know people say, two, black quarterbacks, but, we know the deal there. But so I was like, look, Jalen Hurts it don't benefit the NFL for Jalen Hurts to beat them. So, but he found out the hard way. So Mahomes got hurt. He was grimacing. And Eagles end up just basically doing a deep pass to Devontae Smith. He bobbled it and it was incomplete. But they challenged it. It was overturned. He was incomplete. But Philly pressed forward. They got a field goal before the half. And it was 24-14 at the half. Okay? Maybe I missed the second touchdown, but Jalen Hurts rushed the second touchdown. Yeah, I did mention that. He had a second touchdown and made it 21-14. Then the field goal made it 24-14. So at the halftime, of course, you got Rihanna, and I was consoling my 9-year-old son because he was kind of somber after seeing Jalen Hurts hurt, and my cousin was getting on him pretty hard. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. It was like he's acting like he's a grown man. It was like, come on, cuz, why you getting on my son like that? But I told my son, I said, listen, son, don't worry about it. If Mahomes come out here in the third quarter, don't worry about it. Y'all still gonna win. So I had to, encourage him a little bit. So that was cool, and I just, we got a little bit of something to eat at halftime and, made another little drink. So everything was straight. So the third quarter came and it popped off, right? Mahomes them walked down the field and scored on a Isaiah Pacheco goal line TD to make it 21-24. All right? So they were only down 3. And I was like, wow, they was able to walk down the field. Okay, let's see what happens. All right? So Dallas Goedert ended up making a nice 3rd and 14 catch. I thought he was out of, that he didn't have control, but he did. Great catch by him. Philadelphia ended up walking down there again, and basically for the 3rd time they did this. At that time in the game, they had that one quarterback with 3 guys behind Jalen Hurts, and it's pretty much unstoppable. And they actually went down there and got a Jake Elliott field goal. They did that actually. I think there was a 4th and 1, or maybe he had after Dallas Goedert catch, they went down there and got a field goal. But my point is, that is unstoppable. That is unstoppable, and Jalen Hurts is back there, and you got the 3 guys behind him. That line is so good. He's so good at quarterback sneaking, plus the push. That they did that at least 4 or 5 times this game, it seemed like, and it worked every single time. Just unstoppable. Jake Elliott got a field goal, made it 27-21. And I was like, that field goal wasn't going to do enough for them, and surely enough it didn't, because KC got the ball after the Eagles field goal, and Juju made a nice little catch, for a slant for a first down. Speaking of Juju, you guys saw the picture of Juju? Did you see the picture of Juju? Here it is right here. Look at the picture of Juju. Look at these guys, man, that be coming into these games dressed like this. Why are they dressed like this? It's crazy, man. It's no way they can be dressing themselves. No way. They are in the contract, and I'm just saying, man, just grown men aren't going to do that. I know you guys aren't going to dress like that. Damn well I ain't going to dress like that. Let's look at Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox did the same thing. Look at Fletcher Cox. Look at him. Dressed up like he's damn the vice president. Kamala Harris. With a suit on like he got a silk blouse on up under the... Man, this is terrible. Where's the masculinity going? Man, it's really, this society is really trying to get rid of the masculinity. But hey, let's keep it moving. Isaiah Pacheco had a great game, man. He had a great game. And at the end of the day, it was already 27-21 for the Eagles. But guess what? Patrick Mahomes walked down there and scored on a wide open touchdown pass, goal line touchdown pass. Wide the fuck open. They got to say, oh, the scheme was awesome. No. It was meant for them to just go down there and because they tried to get it to Tony earlier in that on that drive, but it was a penalty on the play. So I saw that kind of coming. 28-27. So now Kansas City has the lead. So I'm like, yeah, it's going down. So Eagles did nothing with the next possession. Right? Nothing with the next possession. And they punted. But here's the deal, guys. I want to spotlight this. He punted. It was 4th and 2, and they punted. Why would this coach that's very aggressive, and it seems like KC's got their mojo back, walked down the field and scored on them right after the halftime? Why would he not go for it on 4th and 2 when he's been successful in all these quarterback sneaks and Jalen Hurts running? Which would make sense, because it makes sense to go for it on 4th and 2 based on what happened later in the game, and we'll talk about that when we get there. But he decided not to go for it on 4th and 2 and punt, which is the punt that was a low line driving with the Kadarius Toney, and he cut the field and came back towards the right sideline and went all the way down to the 5-yard line. Now I'm gonna tell you something, guys. Listen, I have no dog in the fight. I'm a 49ers fan, but I know a lot of times we look at these plays and we're only looking at the player with the ball. But if you stop looking at the player with the ball and look at everybody else, when you analyze the tape, you'll be like, why the hell aren't these people trying to get to the ball carrier? Why are they taking themselves out of position? Why are they diving on the ground for no reason? And that's what you'll see. But when we're watching stuff live, we don't never look at it like that, because we're looking at the ball carrier. Unless you take your eyes off of that and you look at everything else afterwards, you'll be able to see the whole show. You'll be able to see the show that's going on. And I thought it was nonsense. It seemed like Kadarius Toney didn't even want to freaking score. And then, of course, they go down there And they throw a short touchdown pass, short touchdown pass to Sky Moore. He was wide the hell open too. Nobody within 15 freaking yards of him. So it was just 15 feet of definitely. There was nobody within 20 feet of him for sure. So Kansas City was up 35-27. 35-27. So Eagles get the ball back. The quarterback sneak for like the first time, for the fourth time for a first down. Ball is on the Kansas City 47-yard line. You know, Hurts steps back and bombs a deep pass to Devontae Smith from the 45, and he catches it at the 6 and runs out of bounds from the 2 because he was off balance. Now, if you watch that play, you'll be able to see that the slot corner that was going to guard the slot guy, just let him run by. And he started like protecting the flat for some reason, like somebody was there, which he wasn't. And the guy that was guarding Devontae Smith happened to jump and guard and leave Devontae Smith wide open while guarding the slot guy that was vacated for no reason. It was no reason to leave Devontae Smith open when there was a safety right there for the slot guy. It's like, you guys, when you just go back and you watch this stuff, you'll be like, there's no way these professionals should be making these type of mistakes. But if it's part of the show and they're designed to do that, it makes perfect sense. Because they know a majority of people are not going to go back and look at this and going to spotlight it out. Because let's be honest, the average people, even not average people, the majority of the sports fans, they want to feel like the league is organic. They don't want to feel like it's a facade. You know, people are like, oh, everybody have to be in on it. Everybody, like, listen, we all know WWE's fake. We know it's premeditated, but guess what? We've never heard one wrestler say it's fake, even though we know that's the case, and we know they know going into it, but they've never said it. So why can't the NFL players know it? It's sport entertainment. Let's keep it moving. So he threw a deep pass to Devontae Smith, which it was deep as hell. Well, the pass play was, well over 50 yards from the time when actually he threw the ball. So that's the second time that he threw a deep play. And I believe he threw one to Quez Watkins that was deep too, but Quez Watkins had missed it. So Hurts ended up getting another rushing touchdown from the 2. So it's like, which brings back to you're doing all these. Not only did he get the rushing touchdown from the 2 to get his third rushing touchdown, he actually they went for 2, he rushed, he did like a little shotgun thing and ran towards the left side and got in for the 2-point conversion. Mind you, you're doing all of this rushing and getting a touchdown from the 1 and from the 2, but you punted on 4th and 2. And it just didn't make sense and wasn't consistent to what the coach usually does. So when I think about that, like, why did that happen? We know why it happened, because it was supposed to happen. Do you too aggressive for all that? So after the touchdown and after the 2-point conversion, 35-35. So basically, Kansas City get the ball back with 5 minutes left and walk it down and start using up the clock. And then, and after a long 25-yard, Patrick Mahomes run to the 18, but I ain't gonna lie, old boy was sliding for a guy that had a hurt ankle. He was sliding like a mug. But after, a couple plays after that, there was a flag on Bradbury on Juju for a hold. That made it first down, and then they was able to, run out the clock and then kick a field goal, which only left Philadelphia 8 seconds to go down there and score a touchdown, and we knew that wasn't going to happen. But let's talk about this for a moment. A lot of people are complaining about that play. Now, was it ticky-tack? Yeah. Was it a hold? Yeah. Was it supposed to have been called? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? But I have no dog in the fight. But here's the deal. This one, when a wide receiver gets held, we always see that wide receiver hold up his hand and be like, oh, he fouled. You know what I'm saying? He held me. He go all crazy and stuff. Look at the video of Juju. That incomplete. I'll show you a still shot of Juju. Juju wasn't even complaining. It was an incomplete, and he just started walking or whatever. He turned around and just happened to see the flag. He didn't even complain because you know why? Juju didn't even feel like it was a hold. Think about that now. Normally, a wide receiver is going to complain he got held. But Juju was totally he was not thinking about he got held at all. But then they're gonna put him behind the microphone. They're gonna say, "Oh yeah, he held me. This and that, blah blah blah." You wasn't acting like he held you. You know why? Because it had nothing to do with Juju. It had something to do with making sure Kansas City was in position to score and to win the game. So 38-35, they made a 27-yard field goal. They had 8 seconds left. Hurts had the ball at the 31-yard line. No pressure. Linemen are just standing there. He launched the ball from the 30-yard line, from his 30. He threw a so-called Hail Mary down the field on a rope that dropped right on the 20-yard line. It didn't even go, it went 50 air yards. He launched it from the 30, it landed on the 20. Maybe a couple yards short from the 20. He didn't even throw it 50 yards. But yet he didn't throw the ball several other times the whole game over 50 yards. But on a Hail Mary, it doesn't even make 50, and he throw it on a rope. It makes no sense. But hey, it is what it is. They lost. Again, I'm a Niner fan, but I'm just calling out the inconsistencies in the game. And I made a YouTube short, and I knew they weren't going to let the boys play. And anybody with the eye can see, look, it just wasn't about that play. Juju didn't even think he got held. But the NFL was going to have their way. Stop blaming it on the refs. This is about the NFL, the refs doing the NFL's bidding. And as long as we don't blame the NFL and we keep blaming the refs, NFL is going to keep doing their due. Because we are football addicts and we're freaking, and we just we're hooked on it. It's like a damn drug. You guys saw LeBron James at the game with Hamlin. It's like LeBron punk has always got to make it about him. It's nonsensical, But at the end of the day, we'll talk about Hamlin later. Don't want to talk about LeBron. Congratulations to the Chiefs. NFL made sure it happened. I told you guys that the Chiefs NFL was not gonna have Patrick Mahomes losing that game. He's the poster boy of State Farm, and what's not gonna lose, go 1-2 in Super Bowls and lose at State Farm Stadium. I said that. Like, comment, and subscribe to the video. Let me know what you think about the Super Bowl and the pros and cons of it. Drop a comment, hit the likes. I appreciate you guys. See you next time.